ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरु वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सागणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सागणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नामसि सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्यत देशतारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। नमो ब्राह्मण देवाय गो ब्राह्मण हिताय च जगद्हिताय कृष्णाय गोविंदाय ते नमः। सप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनन्तकोटि वैष्णव। हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण
Welcome
माता जी।
everyone. Reading the PRalhad prayers. So yesterday was Narsimha Jayanti, and today we are reading PRalhad prayers. So hope everyone chanted the mantra Narsimha Kavacham.
Yes.
I shared in the group.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. 100
Very nice.
100 names
Okay,
also.
108 names you read.
Okay.
Kavacham also very good.
Kavacham.
Like if
Yes,
somebody is ill at home or not well, so those time also Prabhupada used to ask, like when Prabhupada was also, when he was in US, so it was very initial days when he was not well. So then he asked, like his health became very serious. That time Prabhupada asked his devotees to chant Narsimha Kavacha, right? Asking that my spiritual master has still not finished his work in this planet. So everybody chanted, all the devotees are so in different temples, few temples I think there at that time, and because they didn't know what to do after Prabhupada, so then Lord saved him, and Prabhupada could complete his mission. Right? So it's very glorious. So, and PRalhad Maharaj's prayers we are reading now. So just after he is killed his father, right? So this is the verse or this is over, right? 14th, no?
14 years, Mataji.
14th one, yes, sir.
Yeah. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीगुरु दीनदयालं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, verse 14. तद्यच्च मन्युम् असुराश्च हतास्त्वयाद्या मोदेत साधुरपि वृश्चिका सर्पहत्या लोकाश्च निवृत्तिम् इथा प्रतियन्ति सर्वे रूपं नृसिंह विभयाय जना स्मरन्ति. तद्यच्च मन्युम् असुराश्च हतास्त्वयाद्या
तद्यच्च मन्युम् असुराश्च हतास्त्वयाद्या
मोदेत साधुरपि वृश्चिकसर्पहत्या
मोदेत साधुरपि वृश्चिकसर्पहत्या
लोकाश्च निवृत्तिम् इता प्रतियन्ति सर्वे
लोकाश्च निर्वृति इताः प्रतियन्ति सर्वे
रूपं नृसिंह विभयाय जना स्मरन्ति. तद्यच्च मन्युम् असुराश्च हतास्त्वयाद्या
असुराश्च हतास्त्वयाद्या
मोदेत साधुरपि वृश्चिकसर्पहत्या
मोदेत साधुरपि वृश्चिकसर्पहत्या
लोकाश्च निर्वृतिम् इता प्रतियन्ति सर्वे
लोकाश्च निर्वृत्तिम् इताः प्रतियन्ति सर्वे
रूपं नृसिंह विभयाय जना स्मरन्ति.
रूपं नृसिंहविभयाय जनाः स्मरन्ति.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. My Lord Narasimhadeva, please therefore cease your anger now that my father, the great demon Hiranyakashipu, has been killed. Since even saintly persons take pleasure in the killing of a scorpion or a snake, all the worlds have achieved great satisfaction because of the death of this demon. Now they are confident of their happiness, and they will always remember your auspiciousness in auspicious incarnation in order to be free from fear. Yes, Vinamata.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The most important point in this verse is that although saintly persons never desire the killing of any living entity, they take pleasure in the killing of envious living entities like snakes and scorpions. Hiranyakashipu was killed because he was worse than a snake or a scorpion, and therefore everyone was happy. Now there was no need for the Lord to be angry. The devotees can always remember the form of Nrsimhadeva when they are in danger, and therefore the appearance of Nrsimhadeva was not at all inauspicious. The Lord's appearance is always worshipable and auspicious for all sane persons and devotees. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So, what is this verse saying? So, my Lord Narasimhadeva, please therefore cease your anger now that my father, the great demon Hiranyakashipu, has been killed. Since even saintly persons take pleasure in killing of a scorpion or a snake, all the worlds have achieved great satisfaction because of the death of this demon. Now they're confident of their happiness, and they will always be remember your auspiciousness incarnation in order to be free from fear. So we can understand how exalted position is PRalhad Maharaj. No? That is why he is called a Mahajan. He is one of the Mahajan. No? There are 12 Mahajan. In that, PRalhad Maharaj also is Mahajan because he knows, I mean, they who have understood the Lord completely, perfectly, right? Because why Mahajans? Because one can follow their path. So that is why they are Mahajans. They know God completely, right? How to please the Lord. So here we see like Narsimha Deva after killing Hiranyakashipu, he was very ferocious, anger mode, right? So no one, everybody was scared. Even the Devatas always scared. Nobody were dare to go near to him. Yeah. So Devatas were very fearful by seeing that form, right? But then Lord Brahma, he tells Prahlad Maharaj that only you can pacify the Lord. Please go and pacify. So then Prahlad Maharaj goes and pacifies. And here we can see that he's saying that there's no need, for a devotee to get scared of the Lord. Though his uh, form was very ferocious and but then Prahlad Maharaj, though he was a small child, 5 years child, but he was not at all afraid. So here he mentions, Prabhupada says in the purport, the important point from this verse that we need to understand is that even the snake is considered to be the most envious animal creature, and usually the saintly persons, vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini shuni chaiva shvapake cha pandita samadarshinaha. So basically the panditas, they see everyone on a equal platform because they see the soul, right? It is said a learned man means not a material education, spiritually learned. So that person is able to see everyone as equal because he is not seeing their outer dress. Outer dress means what we are wearing, this material. Body is made of the five, the Mahatattva. So he is not seeing based on that, but he is seeing that on a soul platform, or he is seeing the same Lord in everyone. How, like it is said, Vidya Vinaya Sampane, Brahmane Gavi Hastini, Brahmana, a dog eater, a elephant, right? A king. Everyone on equal platform. He does not differentiate. But then, that is why it is stressed here. But a saintly person take pleasure in killing. How do we understand this? Once what happened? But in Gaudiya Mutt, right? Once there was a poisonous snake had come in the mutt, and everybody were started screaming and shouting, and all the disciples, they didn't know what to do because we usually think we should not kill any animal. That is what we learn from Bhagavad Gita, that no animal to be harmed. Even we see in the Brigari example how even an ant was not harmed. But here then, when they all were afraid, then Bhakti Siddhanta, Prabhupada was also present that time. Then Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, he ordered that has to be killed. Kill it immediately. Because it is most poisonous and it is very dangerous. Because it is said, if you agitate, little bit, if somebody stamps on a snake or something happens, it immediately will bite you, right? Human life is more precious, right? So you cannot afford that. So it is said, Prabhupada says in many places, the people who are very envious in nature will take birth as a snake in the next life. So because there's no guarantee, right? What life we are going to get in next life. So Prabhupada says the envious people are going to be born as a snake. And I've heard many times N.A.D. Prabhuji saying that when it comes to agitation, right? So when a Brahmana, somebody agitates him, make him angry or anything, or insults him in a public, so he doesn't get angry so easily. He doesn't get agitated. He is quite calm because he understands why he does not react, because nothing to do with the other person, right? So he knows it depends whatever everybody is in different modes. Somebody is in, most of the 99% of generation are in mode of passion and ignorance. So what can you expect, right? So that the saintly person is able to understand that, and though he insult, he does not behave in the same way. Like we know, like if a dog is barking, or we don't bark back to the dog. We understand it's a dog. So when you understand that person is like that, how can you change? Or we have to only how do you react? No, you cannot. You either you can react or you respond to such thing. So it's better to respond, right, than to react immediately. If we are doing on the same level, then obviously it will become worse, correct? So it comes when there is for a kshatriya will never accept the insult. So just like Dhruv Maharaj. So Dhruv Maharaj was a kshatriya, and when his father didn't let him to sit on his lap, right? His younger brother was sitting on father's lap, and Dhruv Maharaj was a such small child, 5 years old. He was not allowed when he also goes and sit. So we know that his mother, no, stepmother, Suruchi, she tells that you don't have any right to sit on my husband's lap or your father's because you're not born in my womb. So if you have to get this opportunity in this life, it is not possible because she was very envious again, right? She was envious. So she was afraid like what will happen if he becomes close to the king and he becomes the king, right? After him, after the king, the prince. So it would not, her son will lose the opportunity. So she didn't allow. So that time we know like he goes running. I mean, he sees his father. His father didn't say anything. So Dhruv Maharaj could not take that insult. He said, it is said that his blood was boiling. He was so angry, and then he went to his mother and he wanted. I mean, he wanted like justice, and he asked his mother, no, what should I do? No, then he was so angry that he wanted a big kingdom than his great grandfather Brahma, right? So he goes and so that is what is a kshatriya. He cannot take the insult. So what will be the situation of a shudra? And Prabhuji says that, and this we see mostly in Kali Yuga. Uh, he will not take a bit of insult. The person will get so mad at you, no? He will start shouting. You say something, he cannot take the insult. So that is the indication. If somebody does a mistake and you try to correct him, so he will not be able to take it. He will start, offending, or he starts to react so badly or become mad at us. Just like if a snake is, you you stamp a snake, it will immediately bite. So similarly, the person in mode of ignorance react like that, it is said. So this envious nature, so it is not good. Even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says in chapter 9 that if, idam tute guhyatamam pravakshyam yanas anasuyave. He says that I will tell this confidential knowledge, right? The confidential knowledge of devotional service is explained in chapter 9, where how to engage in devotional service, Krishna explains there. So there he says, because you are anasuyave, means non-envious. Because you are non-envious, I want to give this highest knowledge. So if we want to become dear to Lord, Krishna does not like being envious, because so at what are we envious? So if we are envious at some good quality somebody else has, so that means that we are actually envious of Krishna, because Krishna has given them that ability, right? Whatever the abilities we see, it is coming from the Lord. And if we are envious at that person, that means indirectly we are not okay with Krishna's decision. No, Krishna has granted them. That could be because of their pious deed or that they have got that. So we cannot be envious. So anyone knows what is the definition of enviousness? What is envy? What is that envy means?
Jealousy, Mother.
Yeah, what does, if you want to define it, how do you say?
Having something that others have that we don't have, that we want.
I
Some
like what you
quality,
have, but I don't like
quality
that
or
you have it.
rich wealth or
Yeah.
anything.
Yes, Shailaja Mataji.
I like what you have, but I don't like that you have it.
Correct. So the thing is, somebody is possessing something, we like that. But we don't like that that person is having. That means what? Actually, I should be having that, but why are you having? No, that is the thing. So that envious nature is very bad. So even Jayapataka Swami also, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami, he also had experience with once in Mayapur when it was not properly constructed. I think Mayapur or Vrindavan, I'm not sure. So I think Vrindavan, yeah. So still there were no proper bathrooms were not constructed. It was more in it was in construction stage. That time actually, when Prabhupada was in bathroom, right? So suddenly, he could hear Jayapataka, Jayapataka, he shouted. And Jaypatak Maharaj was ran there and he went there and saw. So he saw that a snake is half hanging and it is actually coming to bite Prabhupada. You know, like half it is there, half it is stuck. Prabhupada has actually kept the door half like that. I mean, it is crushed between in the door, and half of the snake is coming and biting him like this. The jump, no? Somehow Prabhupada is keeping himself far and he is holding it. And he said there that somehow he rescued. No, they were able to rescue Prabhupada. And Prabhupada actually told them that look for one more because they always come in as a pair. They never come alone. This I didn't know also. First time I heard like that. That snakes also come like that. Usually, if we see any birds or anything, they always everybody they'll be with in a pair only, right? So even in case of snakes, he said, but they couldn't find it seems one more. So that's it. Like basically, what even Prabhupada was so affectionate and compassionate towards all living entities, but then when it came to snake, even he was ready to, because this question was raised in Prabhupada's mind when his Guru Maharaj also asked to kill. No? Why? Why did he ask to kill? Because then later he's also like he understood and from the scriptures also that it is uh, very scary to uh, not kill a snake. That is what they do. So basically, Prabhupada says, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he compared the Mayavadis or the people who is materially, I mean, highly educated. They are, he compares them to a jewel on the crown, I mean, on the head of a poisonous snake, no, cobra, no, jewel on the head of a cobra, it is said. That is like, it is the decoration on the head of a cobra. That means, so if there is a snake, if you give a milk, what will it become? It will become more envious only. Or if a milk is bitten by a poisonous snake, the whole milk gets spoiled. It becomes poisonous, right? So similarly, the education can make more dangerous because they can misinterpret. And we know that Mayavadis. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that they are envious of Lord. They don't want to accept the personal form of the Lord, and because they think themselves to be equal to Lord, no? Because everybody are in Maya, they think that once we are also God, right? Everybody is God. So that is their thinking, and that is not right. Mayavadi Bhasha Sunile to Hua Sarvanash. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that one should not hear to the words of Mayavadis, then all our spiritual life will be spoiled. So they are also again compared to snake. So here, that is what here it is. Prabhupada is saying here, Hiranyakashipu was more dangerous than a snake. No? Snake at least was okay, but then he was more dangerous because he was asking everyone to worship him and not because he was again envious of Lord. So if somebody was not worshipping him, he would kill them, right? If somebody agitates, the person would kill. He would kill others. We know the same thing happened when Prahlad Maharaj finished his. I mean, he was in Gurukul for some time, and when he comes to his father, and his father was so sweetly he behaved. I mean, so lovingly he behaved. Oh, my son, like that, and he made him to sit on lap, and he started praising him. And then he asked very nicely that, "What did you learn?" Right? So then when he said that he learned that supreme education, right? That is to love the God or to chant the name of Lord Vishnu. So he got immediately agitated. We understand by his behavior. He could not take it because he could not. He tried again. He sent him back. No, again he sends him again. I mean, he was like, from where did he learn all this? Because the sons of Shukracharya, Shanda and Amarka, right? So they didn't teach anything because they themselves were not, they're demonic. And how can they teach something highest to Prahlad Maharaj about Lord Vishnu? So, but Prahlad Maharaj knew. How did Prahlad Maharaj knew all this? No, nobody taught him.
From Narada Muni when he was in his mother's womb.
Yes. So Prahlad Maharaj knew everything. When he was in mother's womb itself, he heard the glories of the Lord from Narada Muni. So we know, like, whoever Narada Muni goes and preaches, they become a pure devotee. So here it is said that Hiranyakashipu was killed because he was worse than a snake. So Lord didn't allow. Paritranaya sadhunam. So Lord comes in different forms and takes avatar to protect the saintly people. So as and when it is required. So now it was just to prove the words of Prahlad Maharaj, and to prove the words of Lord Brahma. First, if we see that, because Lord Brahma had given a boon, and how can it go wrong? If Lord Brahma has given, it has to, because Lord Brahma said, what are the, what did Hiranyakashipu ask, that one should not kill him? What all he asked?
He first asked that he should have an eternal life, and then Brahma said he cannot grant that. And then Hiranyakashipu asked that he should not be killed in the morning or night or inside the house or outside or by any human or a demigod or any living being or with any weapons, that known weapons. I think that's, yeah.
Yeah. So no day, no light, no? That is why we light. So that is why yesterday also the fast breaking time was in the evening. No, the twilight means that is before, just before the sunset, that time. So because, and it is not outside, inside, like that, and all he's told. No, that is why it is said that on the, what do you call that? And the houses we have that, no. What do you call that? The entrance we have, no. Hostilu, we say in Kannada. I don't know. I'm not getting. What do you call that in English? Anyone knows?
Not sure, Mataji. Just
You
an
understood, no? What is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Threshold. Doorstep. The doorstep.
Not doorstep, actually. I don't know. Okay.
Marathi,
You got it, I think. No, we do puja and all, right? On,
Threshold,
for the-
Mataji.
threshold,
Threshold,
correct.
yes, threshold,
Yeah.
right.
Correct. So on that it was, because it is not inside outside. So all the whatever he had asked, that all was fulfilled, because Brahma had already given. So Lord has to keep his words. So basically, Lord keeps the words of the devotee. Name bhakta pranashyati. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, no. So Arjuna, please declare, my devotee will not go fail. No, he will. So basically, the words of a devotee will never go fail. So that is why Prabhupada also has given us that 4 regulative principles and chanting of 16 rounds. And Prabhupada says, I will take you back to Godhead. And when a pure devotee has promised, it is Krishna's becomes obligation, no, to fulfill that desire of the devotee. So 100%, if one follows this, and in Kali Yuga, and we know that chanting of the holy name is the most powerful one in Kali Yuga. So if we are chanting sincerely, and we are following the principles, which regulative principles that Prabhupada has given, and Prabhupada will surely take us back to Godhead. So it is said that the snake is not, what to say, controlled by anyone, but then a snake charmer can very easily control the snake. So similarly, God is like a snake charmer. So the snake can do so many things. I mean, he was able to, scare all the devatas, but then he couldn't do anything. He was like an insect, it is said, in front of, no, what is that? In the Narsima prayer, it comes, right? Um, uh, like a wasp, he killed that. I mean, he was like, demons are just like an insect for the Lord. So yeah, so he couldn't. Nothing. I mean, the demon loses all his power in front of the Lord. So that is comparison is given like that. So enviousness, being envious, is not a good quality. So we have to check ourselves. No, if we are becoming envious, that means that anarthas are still there, because Cheto Darpana Marjanam, it is said when we chant the holy name, so it has to actually remove all anarthas. No, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsarya. Matsarya means what? Is enviousness or jealousy, is Matsarya. So we have to make our chanting more effective. So try to chant in the early hours in a Brahma Murta and concentrate on the chanting. Hearing is should be very good. Like we have to chant also. It is not many people chant mentally. No, mental chanting is not allowed. No, I think I told you earlier also. Once somebody asked Prabhupada, like chanting. I mean, one Mataji, she said, "I'm chanting all the day." Prabhupada said, "That's very nice. So how do you chant?" He said, "I chant mentally." Right? So Prabhupada said, "Okay. So how do you have your food?" So she said, "Is it mentally or physically?" She said, "Physically." Right? No, Prabhupada said, "No, you have mentally. You can think no about that and you can have. Does it fulfill your stomach? No." So similarly, chanting the holy mantra is effective. It has to be done as it is said, right? So we have to chant, not mentally. In a case where like uh, somebody is seriously ill and not in a position to chant, that is a exception case, but not for others, right? To the next verse. Okay, Ekamba Prabhuji says, hear Kavacham twice every day. Very good. So hearing, you will also be able to chant. No, you can observe or you can see that, and if when you're hearing, if you're seeing those words, maybe it will come to you also. Like it may come hearing it. The verse 15. Naham bibemi ajitate atibayanakasya jivvarkanetra brukuti rabasogradamshat antrasrajakshataj केशर शङ्कुकर्णान् निर्ह्रादबीतादिगिबाद् अरिभृन्न नखाग्रात् नाहं बिभेमि अजिता ते अतिभयानकस्य
Naham bibhemi ajitate bhayanakasya
जिह्वार्कनेत्र भ्रुकुटिरभसो ग्रदंष्ट्रात्
jihvarkanetra brukuti rabhaso gradam shrat
अन्त्रास्रजाक्षतज केशरशङ्कुकर्णान्
antrasrajakshatakesara shankukarna
निर्ह्रादभीताधिगिबाद् अरिभिन्नखाग्रात्
निर्ह्रादभीता digibad aribhinnakagrat
नाहं बिभेमि अजिता ते अतिभयानकस्य
Naham bibemi ajitate atibhayanakasya
जिह्वार्कनेत्र भ्रुकुटि रभसो ग्रदंष्ट्रात्
Jivartvanetra
Netra Brukuti Rasabhat.
Rasabodamstat
Antrasraja Keshara Shankukarnan
Antrasraja Hakshataja Keshara Shankukarnan
Nirhrada Bita Digibhat Aribin Nakhagrat
Nishhrada Bita Digipat Aribrin Nakagrat.
Translation. Somebody
Shall I
there,
read?
Prabhu? Yes, anyone? Dipti Mataji?
Okay. Hare Krishna. My Lord, who are never conquered by anyone, I am certainly not afraid of your ferocious mouth and tongue, your eyes bright like the sun, or your frowning eyebrows. I do not fear your sharp pinching teeth, your garland of intestines, your mane soaked with blood, or your high wedge like ears. Nor do I fear your tumultuous roaring, which makes elephants flee to distant places, or your nails, which are meant to kill your enemies. Purport. Lord Narsimhadeva's fierce appearance was certainly most dangerous for the non devotees, but for Prahlad Maharaj, such a fearful appearance was not at all disturbing. The lion is very fearsome for other animals, but its cubs are not at all afraid of the lion. The water of the sea is certainly dreadful for all living entities on the land, but within the sea, even the small fish is unafraid. Why? Because the small fish has taken shelter of the big ocean. It is said that although great elephants are taken away by the flooding waters of the river, the small fish swim opposite the current. Therefore, although the Lord sometimes assumes a fierce appearance to kill the the devotees worship him. Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hari. The devotee always takes pleasure in worshipping the Lord and glorifying the Lord in any form, either pleasing or fierce. Hari Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Translation. My Lord, who are never conquered by anyone, I am certainly not afraid of your ferocious mouth and tongue, your eyes bright like the sun, or your frowning eyebrows. I do not fear your sharp pinching teeth, your garland of intestines, your mane soaked with blood, or your high wedged like ears, nor do I fear your tumultuous roaring, which makes elephants flee to distant places, or your nails, which are meant to kill your enemies. So basically, he's telling Narsimhadeva, Prahlad Maharaj, that I am not afraid of you. No, don't try to scare me or with your features or by your, no, by seeing you, because it was looking so fearful, Lord. Nobody were ready to go near to the Lord, right? Even so, even in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna in the chapter 11, he takes the Vishwarupa, right? So there we see that how all the, by Kala Rupa, it is said. Kala Rupa means it is coming like a death form. Now, Krishna shows that initially he showed a nice form where he was able to see all the devatas, everything residing, the sentient and insentient, that is the moving and non-moving things inside the body of that Vishwarupa, and so huge, and it was compared to the thousands of suns shining at once. So all that, he does the prayer, Arjuna, and then later he was also able to see that all the Kauravas, everybody in the army of the both side were entering into the ferocious mouth of the Vishwarupa, right? So then Arjuna was completely, he was trembled and he became so afraid. Then he begs the Lord, no, I'm very afraid, no, please show me your, come back to your normal form. Or he says that, please show me your fourth. I want to see your four-handed form, like no, the Vishnu form he asked. First he asked to show that. So he was so afraid. It was so ferocious. It is said all devatas, all saints, all are paying obeisances there. He was able to see even the Brahma, Shiva, everything, in the slokas it comes there that all devatas are offering obeisances. I mean, even including Brahma, but the devatas are scared because they are thinking like, what would happen? Is that annihilation has come? No, the world is going to get annihilated, or they were all like they were swasti swasti, swasti tyuktva. It is said in that swasti swasti means please calm down, O Lord. Like they're trying to calm down the Lord. So they're all fearful, though. I mean, even the devotees, but then a pure devotee, because devatas are also not pure devotee. It is said, no, they have their desires are there. They are attracted to sense gratification to because they are also in the. I mean, after somebody has done very pious deeds, no, it is Prabhupada says anybody can become. In the chapter 50, Prabhupada says like we can travel to any of the planets, higher and lower, based on our karmas. So, by doing some pious deeds, somebody can get a position, no, even as a Brahma also, right? So, like that, Devatas have got because they are the pious and they have been very obedient children of God. But then they got that opportunity because they are in heaven. Heaven, there like more sense gratification is there. So, because of that, so Indra also is, we see that though Indra is a devotee of the Lord, but then again, when compared to like in the previously we read about prayers by Chitraketu Maharaj, right? So Chitraketu became, I mean, he achieved Lord's abode, but whereas Indra is still struggling only, right? So he has to be there in the, I mean, even the heaven will get annihilated at a certain point of time. So it is said even then the devotee, pure devotee is higher than even the devatas also because he is not fearful of the Lord. So fearlessness is a one thing which the devotees of the Lord are fearless because they have complete faith. So like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita we say, Rake Krishna Mare Krishna Rake ke. So what does it mean? So Rake Krishna Mare ke means nobody can, if Krishna is protecting you, nobody can kill you. That example is who? PRalhad Maharaj. So how much Hiranyakashipu tried to kill him, but he was not able to succeed because Bhagwan, no, the Lord was saving him. And Mare Krishna Rakeke means so how much ever you try, he said 36,000 years of tapas, austerity he did. And after that, he got boon from Brahma. And he, with so much powerful he became. No, he asked so much power that even everything he was controlling, even the nature he was controlling. No, anytime you want a winter season, he can make it. You want a rainy season, he can ask. He's just order, no, Varuna, and the god of rain. No, he will shower the rain. So that was the power. So much he was powerful. But then, could anyone save him? No one could save him because he offended the Lord's devotee. So it is said, Krishna does not take offenses. But then if we offend a devotee, that is more, Krishna will never forgive. So we know an example in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sachi Mata, who was mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was Krishna himself. So when she actually offended Advaita Acharya, in the sense, Advaita Acharya, I mean, he was elderly. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his elder brother, right? So they both, when they were children, they used to go to him. And Advaita Acharya used to always speak about Bhagavatam and all the Vedic, from the Vedic text. He used to give all the knowledge. So what happened? His elder brother, he left home and he took sannyas. So in Sachi Mata, in the mind, she just felt that because of him only it happened. He was actually, cursing in the sense to Advaita Acharya that because of you, my son had left home and he had taken sannyas. No, like that she was having feeling. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Paramatma in the heart. No? He is Krishna himself. He knows what is there in heart of everyone. So he understood. So everybody got, it is said, Krishna Prema. When he was there, everybody was immersed in love of God, but then his mother couldn't. So all the devotees, they asked like, why don't you forgive your mother? He said that I can't forgive because she has offended Advaita Acharya. Only he can forgive the offense. So what did happen then? So when Advaita Acharya, when he was doing the kirtan and when he was uh, uh, he fainted, right, in the ecstasy, that time she took a dust from his lotus feet and she took on her head. Everybody said, now is the right time, you please go and take it. So when she did that, then it is said Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became happy and he forgave the offense. Just see, she is a mother, and Sachi Mata is none other than, like, it is the it's like mother of the universe, just like Krishna's mother, Yashoda. So the same Sachi Devi is none other than Yashoda Maya only coming, right? So but then Lord forgave. So that is, and there's one more instance where Rupa Goswami was once, he lost the he was having a dream. No, he always used to have dream of, because they are all Goswamis, right? So they are also pure devotees. Lord come in the dreams and they were able to see the spiritual world, what is happening. So once what happened, he was having that Leela, suddenly he lost it. And how much ever he tried, he was not able to get, and he was not getting, he lost it. And he told his brother Sanatana Goswami that I was having Leela Smaran and suddenly everything lost. So why did this happen? So he said, okay, I think it is because of Vaishnava aparad. You have done some aparad to a Vaishnava. So he was wondering, like, because Rupa Goswami is so exalted, he couldn't offend any Vaishnava knowingly. So he didn't know what happened. So I don't know, like, whom I have done. So he said, okay, you call for a feast, you prepare a feast, prepare, and then call everyone in the village. And whomever you are angry at, whomever you have offended, that Vaishnava will not come. So you will understand. So he invited everyone. So everybody came. Finally, they were able to make out one, lame person. He was not come. So then they called and they asked. He went to his house and he said, "Did I do anything? Why you didn't come?" So then he said, "Yes, because he was actually limping. No, he was not able to. He couldn't walk properly, but he was a devotee of the Lord. So when he was going like that, Rupa Goswami was actually in Leela Smaran. He was closing his eyes. He was seeing a pastime of Radha Krishna and he was smiling and laughing, no, closing eyes. So this Vaishnava thought, because of my condition, Rupa Goswami is laughing at me. So he felt offended and he felt very hurt. So that is why, but it was unknown. Just see how much effective is this. Unknowingly, he has done a offense and he lost his, because we will lose our spiritual taste if we offend a Vaishnava. So we should be very careful. Vaishnava aparad is very more dangerous than offending the Lord, right? So then actually after that he then explained that it was due to this, and then it said he was again able to get it back. So one should never offend the devotees of the Lord, because they are very dear to Krishna. So, and they're not, so here it is said, no, he says that I'm not fear your tumultuous roaring. Can someone in Bhagavad Gita, if you are able to remember, where does we see this? There was a tumultuous sound, no? Where did you hear about this in Bhagavad Gita? Anyone remembers? Some sound was compared to this. Huh?
Was it in the second chapter when first chapter when they do the conch shell, Mataji, when Krishna blows his conch shell?
Correct. So what did happen at the conch shell? What was the observation made by Sanjaya there when he was explaining what was happening in the war field, and they were conch shell blowing, right? So what was the observation made by Sanjaya? So it said that their heart were, no, it was broken into pieces, like in the sense the heart of Kauravas. It was shattered because the sound of the conch shell made their heart weak. No, they were so afraid by sound, half of their strength had gone. Like that it became. सघोषोधार्तराष्ट्राणां हृदयानि व्यदारयत् नभश्च पृथिवीं चैव तुमुलो व्यनुनादयन्, because the sound could reach the skies and three lokas. Like that it was so horrifying sound. But then anything happened to the Pandavas, they were not fearful. Why? Because they knew that Lord was there on their side. Because that faith, no, when there is so much of faith in the Lord, firm faith, then nothing can disturb. So when that Rake Krishna Mare Krishna Rake ke. So if we know that if without Krishna's approval, nothing bad can happen. No, even something happen in bad in life. So if we know that it's all Krishna's plan, right? That's how a pure devotee thinks, right? So whatever happens, what do they think? They think even it's all Krishna's plan, no? But even they were not afraid. If you see even Pandavas, whole life they were struggling, so much problems, but they were not afraid. Even Kunti Maharani actually, when she comes to know that Lord is leaving back to his abode at the end of Dwapar Yuga, she tells that Vipada Santantu Sashvat Tatra Tatra Jagat Guru Bhavato Darshanam Yatsya Napunarbhava Darshanam. She says that, oh Lord, I feel that let these calamities come again and again, because calamities coming and again means you will come again and again save us. We see that every time Pandavas are in problem, Krishna will come and save them. So by seeing you again and again means what? I will na punarbhava darshana janma. So she says that there won't be again, I will not have to take birth again in this material world. Again and birth and death will not come if I'm seeing you again. No? Krishna says, right? And if somebody sees me or think of me at the time of living, no? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara yudhyacha mayyarpata mano buddhihi mame vaishyasya samshayaha. So he says, even antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram if prayati samadbhavam tayati nasti yati nasti yatra samshayaha. He says that antakale cha mameva, at the time of dying, if you think of me, I mean, you will certainly attain me. There's no fear. Even in famous Loka, Krishna says, give up everything. I mean, ma shuchaha, he says, right? Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. Give up everything and just surrender on to me. Aham tvam sarva papebhyaha. I will save you from all sinful reaction. Moksha ishyami ma sucha. Ma sucha. Don't worry. So Krishna gives that fearlessness in the devotees. And there's even in Vishnu Sahasrama, there is a verse which says that na krodho na cha matsaryam na lobho na shubhamatihi bhavanti kruta punyana bhaktanam purushottame. So the krodho, a devotee of the Lord, will not get angry. He'll be free from anger. Nacha matsaryam, there's no enviousness we saw in the previous loka. Na lobho. Lobho means greed. No Ashubha. Ashubha also is not there. Punyanam Bhaktanam Purushottama. Whoever has taken shelter onto you, they are free from anger, enviousness, and greed. No? Krishna says, Vita Raga Bhaya Krodha Manmana Mamupashita Bhavo Gnana Tapasa Puta Madbhava Magataha. So it says in chapter 4, right? So one has to give up this. Only then he can get the transcendental knowledge is revealed. Even the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said it is understood only by devotees because um, uh, it is compared to the Bhagavatam is compared to different things, like it is compared to mango because it is so sweet and it is uh, tasted by, I mean, it is come from the lotus mouth of Shukadeva Goswami. So similarly, it is compared to Mohini Murti. Mohini Murti is who took the Amrut, that is the nectar. No, she gave only to devotees. She didn't want to give to demons. She didn't want, because demon, if they become eternal, what will happen? They're going to do more harm to the saintly people, right? So similarly, like that. So this Bhagavatam, though how much ever they study, if somebody want to use this and misuse, like Mayavadis, no, like they want to give their own interpretations. So misuse the knowledge of Bhagavatam. For them, Krishna will not reveal the real message, or it is not revealed. So that is why for becoming scholar, whatever somebody reads, they will not understand. They will give it up, no? Because they don't have intention to serve the Lord or take him to devotional service. They only want to gain some knowledge or something like that. So Krishna will not reveal. No? Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah gudoyam nabhijanati loko mamajama vyayam. Krishna says, Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. I don't reveal myself. When Lord personally present in Dwapar Yuga, not everyone were able to understand the Lord. No, he keeps himself. He reveals only to his devotees. Only devotees understand that he is the supreme Lord. But for non-devotees, he will not show. Why should he show? I mean, even if he show, they don't believe. Krishna performed so many pastimes, which was impossible for a human to do it. All inhuman activities. But then there were people who were like Duryodhana also, or Shishupala. They thought him to be some Mayavi or a magician. They couldn't accept that he is Supreme Lord. So Krishna also, why will he reveal? Right? Because it's a very secret knowledge. Because what will happen if one knows the secret, we know he can come from out of danger, no, from this material world. Teshamaham samudharta mrityu samsara vartmani bhavamina chirat partha maya veshita chetasam. In 12th chapter, Krishna says, those who have surrendered unto me, I will lift them from the ocean of miseries. This material world is compared to ocean of miseries. So many miseries we have here, mainly birth. Birth is a misery, death is a misery, old age is a misery, and disease. So so many miseries. He says, very soon I will take it. Whoever has engaged in devotional service. So this fearfulness is not there in devotees because they have complete faith in Lord. But when it comes to the non-devotees, they are very fearful. Okay. We are already 8. I think people have other classes. We can stop here. We'll continue in the next class. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Idhanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Hope all of you have marked the attendance. Mataji shared. Yeah. Anybody wants to add anything or